learned in this whole week of being alive.
ChatGPT is going to replace everyone's coding jobs, and I think that's very funny.
Two, one, start.
All right. Let's get into
Well,
it.
hello. Yep. So today we're going to be interviewing the leader of the Vlandian Kingdom, Bannerlord clan. Say hello, Wes.
I'm a king, and I have subjects, you know. I'll just say about that.
You do. You have many subjects.
That is what makes you a king, I
Subjects.
suppose.
So yeah, just how big is the clan for starters? Let's just
right now we have 1,200 people on our Discord, and I think almost 400 players in the in-game clan. A lot of our guys aren't running tags, but we're working on that.
Wow, that is a sizable clan.
For sure, for sure. We've been growing for a long time.
Okay. So how long has the group been around?
So that's an interesting question. We could say if we're only talking strictly in Bannerlord, we were founded in the beta access of Bannerlord in March 1st, 2020. But our group's from Warband, so we technically some of these guys have been playing with me since June of 2014 when we founded a NW regiment called the 53E.
Okay, so it's over 10 years old, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does VK have a normal or unique form of player application?
All you got to do to join our clan is you submit a ticket in the Discord. You go to discord.gg/Valandia, and you submit a ticket. It'll ask you just a couple questions. All of our membership, I add them personally. If you're a member of VK, you're on my friends list on Steam, so I make sure all my members are up to date on events and all that good stuff.
I see. That's cool. All right. So, Lomia, you got some questions?
Yes, I have some. I think someone is picking up an echo from your mic, Mr. Les. I don't know if that's mine or yours, but I don't think it's that bad. I can personally hear you just
Are you looking at your own stream?
Am I No, I'm not. So the questions that I have, I suppose, are firstly, what kind of events does VK do? I know y'all are an NA clan, firstly, right?
Correct. We also have some Europeans.
Also, so do y'all participate in both EU and NA events, or is it mostly just the NA stuff?
Mostly NA, but we're looking to branch out into EU events currently. We're bringing on new leadership for Europe. We have a house system in VK. We have all these different royal houses. We have a house called De Europa, which is going to start participating in the bigger EU events too.
Awesome. So we'll get to see you in both NA and EU. That doubles the exposure and the chance to prove your skills. That's very good.
For sure.
Are there other advantages to being in both NA and EU that VK sees?
We offer a lot of content here at VK, and we're looking to offer that content in Europe too. So it's really just for the community as a whole.
Well, community is definitely something that we need a lot more of, isn't it?
True. It's kind of a tight niche, small community here in Bannerlord.
Yeah, I guess I suppose that's the purpose of this here is to introduce people to the clans and the Bannerlord multiplayer in general, and get them interested in what we have here. I think it's great. Apparently, you think it's great, so we'll try.
For sure.
Okay, so the next question is, what does the group have, or does the group have any mods of its own? I know a lot of clans use their own servers, their own mods, their own armory packs. Do y'all have anything like that?
So we recently started developing a mod called Reds versus Greens. What it is, it's a conversion. It's for battle events, hosting battle events, and it is a conversion of the Britannian faction into Rhodox from Warband, and the Vlandian faction into Swadia from Warband. We're hoping that Rhodox has the best archer, crossbowman, Swadia has the best cav, and we're hoping to uniquely balance these two factions into making for good, conducive battle events. Maybe in the future we might add like the Vaegrs, the Nords, the Sarnids, and what are they called? Karagate Khanate. We might add those factions in later date, but our priority right now is just Swadia and Rhodox, and hopefully we'll start hosting that event every Monday, probably within the next week or two.
That's fantastic. Is this going to be like a fully open thing, or will there be like applications for clans to participate?
I think all the NA clans will be invited to participate. You do have to be in a clan to come. It's not going to be open to pubs.
Of course.
But anyone who downloads the mod and plays with any other clan, will be welcome to attend.
That's awesome, and that'll definitely do a lot to help the community aspect of having the more experienced clans be in a place kind of public in general to teach the lesser clans and kind of get everyone together. It's a really good thing.
Yeah, I think for the NA community to be healthy, we need to have 3 battle events a week.
3 a week?
As a baseline. Yeah, and, Cookie from HBRH hosts the Friday battle event. He's got his own mod pack for that, where each clan gets their unique outfits that the clan leader gets to pick, and I think that's a great contribution to the community. We attend that event every Friday.
True. And
then every Wednesday we're doing internal training events.
Do you also attend the Atria events? I know those are pretty popular in NA.
The Atri events are actually not very popular in NA anymore. Everyone left Zach Atri's clan because he's just hard to work with, and for
Oh, is
whatever
that?
reason, those events only are getting about 50 people per event now.
Whoa, is that a recent thing?
Yep, that's a recent development
I see.
in the
I
last
see.
2 weeks here.
Is sorry to interrupt, but is 50 people? Is that a lot by?
That is a very minuscule amount. That event was getting 230 people per event when I was attending it, but when we stopped attending, everything kind of went to shit there.
Mm. Do you
Oh,
have you participated in
a
many of
lot of
those
players.
warband?
What was that?
I actually, he was asking if I've participated in these events. I haven't really. I would love to, but it's just been, uh, you know, a variety of factors. I've not been as active as I have in the past. All of these cool mods that came out, I feel like it wasn't until within the past like 1 or 2 years, right? Is that correct?
That's accurate.
So, I wasn't at my busiest with Bannerlord in the past year, so haven't really been attending the events, but I would like to, and I just have to figure out how to download the mods and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's not very obvious. Bannerlord being kind of an old and obviously like foreign interface makes it less intuitive for modders and people to connect to all the different types of servers. But I definitely think that the more people willing to host, increased supply will is somewhat increased demand, especially if there's people like us who are actively getting it out to the people and showing everybody how cool it is. I mean, these are great events, and I don't actually blame single players for sticking to their mode. We'll talk about that later, but I think multiplayer is a lot better than people give it credit for. But we'll see that coming up. I think.
Just needs a lot more community support. Tailworlds as a company isn't really supporting multiplayer in any meaningful way, so we're having to kind of reinvent the wheel here as modders to make things actually happen. We're basically a lot of the things we're doing as modders are just things Tailworlds should be implementing themselves. There's not very much mod support from the company itself, so
Yeah,
a little
I, I,
rough.
I was gonna say I think it's interesting how the multiplayer mods have really done well with Bannerlord, but the single player mods, the total conversion mods, have not really been able to make any, you know, very small amount of new releases compared to what you would expect after 5 years.
Right. Well, I think modding's only been a thing for what 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, that's
When
probably
people
true.
actually had the proper modding tools.
I've
Yeah,
only I've only
maybe
been
like
around
4 years.
for a very short time. As I told you, I came recently to Bannerlord as a game, so I have a different kind of perception of the recency, but I definitely I definitely understand the nostalgia that people have. I've heard the stories of previous game modes. But moving on to the second question, or the third question of this section, so we don't get too bogged down in the details. Uh, does VK play any other games, or is it mainly a Bannerlord focused clan?
We are mostly Bannerlord focused clan. We do play some AOE 4, and obviously all our guys play random games here and there. But mostly we play Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. That's why our clan is the most skilled in North America, undisputed. We are just number one in the game because all of our guys are really passionate players for the game. We play a lot of group fight, a lot of skirmish.
Mm.
But sometimes we play a little bit of Age of Empires 4. It's a good RTS game. I love the game. I'm into that game. I played 2 games. I played Bannerlord and Age of Empires 4.
Yeah, it's always good to take a break every now and then. You gotta avoid burnout in whatever way you can. Um,
For sure.
I know a lot of the KOTF members play Squad. That's how we've been introduced to a lot of them. It's a great game, Squad. I've seen it played. I haven't played much of it, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. Um, all right, and I believe that answers my question. So we'll move on.
Yeah, so I got some questions. Can you tell me what's the culture of the group like?
So we are a Christian clan. Not all of our members identify as Christian, but our principles, founding principles, are on uh, our service to Christ. We really want to be a Christian community where we aren't super racist. We don't want to be. We're very much so conservative. We're very based in red pills and all. However, we try to keep our clan centered on Christ to the best of our ability. We're definitely a accepting group. We'll have a lot of different people. We had a couple communists, a couple fascists, here and there, but it's all good. We all come together and we play the game.
That's interesting. I actually didn't know that. But it's nice to know. So, how many groups are there that are similar in size or scale, or just how they function to your clan?
I didn't catch the last part of that question.
How many groups are there in Bannerlord? Like, how many clans that are similar to your clan?
The only clan I could say that has some similar values to VK about skill and being competitive would be the Art of War. And maybe even Jom to a lesser extent, but the Art of War is, they focus up on skirmish too. They used to be Captain's Mode clan, but they play a lot of skirmish too. They're the only clan in NA that I could say could somewhat rival our skill, if you could even say a rival. I wouldn't say rival, but they're competitive. They're trying.
Oh, that's the clan that was sort of instrumental in hosting the captain tournament a few months ago.
They started as a Captain's Mode clan, and then they started branching off into skirmish.
That's cool. So are they of a similar size?
No, they're a lot smaller than us. I think they have probably maybe 100 active members, whereas we have about 300 or 400 active members. I'd say 350 active members if I look at my Discord.
Wow, that's about so that you're the NA equivalent of BRE. I believe they're the most famous European clan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I definitely say that VK is the most famous clan in North America. We're the oldest, longest standing, never rebrand. A lot of these other clans have rebranded, like LGIX rebranded SKBR, or SKLG, excuse me. A lot of these clans rebrand, so they don't. They're not as infamous either. VK's done a lot of fucked up shit. Oh, are we not allowed to swear on the stream?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I mean, I trust me, that's not even going to be the least.
All right, cool. But yeah, I'd say VK is definitely the most well-known clan in North America.
Okay, that's interesting.
All right. So which clan is the group's biggest ally, and which clan is the group's biggest rival?
Biggest ally. I'd say VK stands alone in this scene, really. We're kind of the antagonist in a lot of people's eyes. We kind of claim when VK was founded at NA, we kind of were pissing everybody off, saying we're the best of the game. We backed it up, mind you. However, when it comes to having an ally, we don't really have any allies currently. I do, you know what? That's a lie. That's a lie from hell. I love the Brazilians of IODR. IODR, dude. These guys play with 125 ping, but they got hella heart. Let me tell you what. These guys come into PB 130, 150 ping, sometimes 200 ping. They're going Archer. They're shooting boys. They fight with me. I love them. Brothers to the end.
What does that stand for?
Oh, sorry.
IODR?
Yeah.
IODR stands for there's Portuguese, so I might butcher this, but Imperial Ordem da Rosa.
Oh, that's cool.
I think we've seen them in EU events, haven't we? I think I've
very good chance they play in a lot of NA events. Their leadership is Emperor Antares, I believe is second in command.
Okay.
And then their leader is Igron. AIGRON, Igron.
Igron, gotcha.
And they're a great group of guys.
So I was going to interject during the last question, but since we're on the topic of kind of allies in the scene, or firstly, I think he had a second part, which was who is your biggest rival, if you think you have any.
Yeah, so on PB we have a group called Gondor. They used to go by the name of Byzantine. They're a very toxic group. They're very much so against the community. They hate Bannerlord as a community. They only pop on to kind of like troll other clans. They don't really appreciate the game very much. And on PB, they're very strong because they have a lot of people with no jobs that just play all day long. And I can't compete with that because the average age for my group is about 25, where most of our guys are working during the day, but they got a lot of kids and a lot of neckbeards that play all day, and they can muster 50 guys at the drop of a hat, whereas my group's more event-based, so like if I plan an event, I can get almost 70, 80 people.
Makes sense.
But, yeah, I'd say Gondor is probably our biggest rival.
All right. And is that in a more like community to community sense, or is that strictly within like the boundaries of PB?
It's probably just PB. Like they don't put their grubby little paws on anything other than PB. They don't play native events. They don't play skirmish anymore.
You mentioned
They're really just playing.
You
PB.
mentioned the Kingdom of Atria earlier, and it sounds like you don't have great relations with that clan. Would you say that's your biggest rival in the native game?
If there are any.
Well, when you say rival, it kind of condones almost like an equality status. Like, okay, they're rivaling me. Be like, if a 5'2" woman were to fight a grizzly bear, is that really considered a rivalry?
What if we use the term like adversary or maybe enemy?
Maybe conflictual relationship, just at conflict in any way, or not.
Atria, VK and Atria share no friendship. That's for sure. Atria though has got about 10 members left at this point. So.
Wow, so that was a serious event that went down. I've been on vacation.
Yeah, Ironwood left them. Brendan Rasko, which was a big leader of one of the houses, left them. Enigma left them and joined us with his house. Classy Dots was second in command of Atria, joined VK. So a lot of their members have left. And then there's a new clan formed called House Cedarfall, led by the biggest duchy in Atria. I think his name is Infamous Soldier. Infamous Soldier left with about 200 people.
I see. Wow, that's an interesting thing that went down. Maybe a source of study for the historians.
Yeah, Atria loses their clan about every 6 months, so I'm sure Zach will stick around for somehow.
So my next question is, what's your clan's biggest achievement?
Biggest achievement? Well, we have lots of achievements. I'd say recently, within the last year, we won the last skirmish tournament. We put forward 5 teams, 2 in NA, 2 in A division, 1 in B, 1 in C, and 1 in D division. Our A div teams came in first and second place for the final. We won A division. In B division, we got first place in B division. In C division, we got first place in C division. And then in D division, we beat the second best team in the league. One of my players didn't show up for the final, so we got second place in D division. And that kind of set us up as the hegemon of North American skirmish competitive 6v6. So I'd say that was probably one of our greatest achievements. Other than, some of the battles of the 30s we've won. We've won a lot of battles of the 30 where it's like, my 30 best guys versus another clan's 30 best guys. We've yet to lose a 30 versus 30 competitive match.
That's pretty remarkable.
Someone should
yeah, it's pretty.
You need to email Tailworld if you would be so bold. Send them an email or maybe a physical paper, a parchment, requesting a trophy from the Turkish studio.
The Knights of Landia actually don't have the greatest working relationship with Tailworlds as a company.
Oh, is that so?
No, it's very true. They banned me personally from the game platform itself right before Early Access launched. Or excuse me, not before. When Early Access turned into full release, they banned me like the month before. Callum banned me from the actual game. There was this big drama around a community-hosted event where they accused us of DDoSing this community event. But at the time, if you guys were around, remember that all the private servers hosted would just crash randomly. Like there was some serious instability within the server hosting on the private sector.
Okay.
But anyway, so the server crashed. They said I DDoSed it. I did not. And they banned me from the game. So I actually had to get lawyers involved and contact Tailworlds to get unbanned, which they promptly unbanned me.
Sounds like a fun story. We'll need to elaborate that.
You must be the only person to ever have gotten lawyers involved to get unbanned from from Bannerlord.
I think I might be. I might be.
Haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, well, I care a lot about this game. I sink a lot of money, time, and effort into this game. This game's part of who I am as a person, honestly, at this point. It's what I do with my free time, and I love it. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to keep playing. That's all there is to it.
Well, that works. All right. Well, next question, I suppose. How much does VK interact with other clans on like a team to team level? Do you do? I heard you do a lot of tournaments. You do PB where you apparently work with and against others to take castles and whatever. Is there any larger extent to your relationships with other clans on like a clan to clan basis?
We used to be a lot closer with SK. They used to go by LJX, but now they go by. Let me just verify their friggin' name because they changed it the other day. They're now Schwarzklingen. They go by SKLG. We used to be a lot closer with them until recently. I used to be the host for NAPB. I was for it. I transferred that over to Getty, who leads SKLG. But we've done a lot of work in the past together recently. We haven't been the closest of friends. With this new mod coming out and the way they've been behaving in game, we just haven't been able to see eye to eye. However, we don't really, other than PB, we're not really. You know what? Anytime VK goes to any battle event, we normally convince the other clan leaders to attend with us. Yeah, I do a lot personally trying to help increase the player count of these North American battle events. It's important that every clan shows up consistently, or else we won't have much of a community. You know what I'm saying?
That's certainly true. Well, as a caveat to that, then I wonder, just as a you being around so long, and I assume having Discord and probably like Slack and stuff like that for a long time, how do clans show that they're friends? Like, is there like outward, like what kind of outward things do you do? I'm sure people don't make forum posts being like, oh, these two guys are really good friends and their clans are really good friends now. Do y'all join each other's servers? Do you do like game nights, movie nights? What kind of interaction is there on a non server basis, if there is any?
So, I mean, a lot of our friendships are, old. Like me and Getty have been friends on and off for the last 14 years. When it comes to, it's really in-game action. So on Persistent Bannerlord, that's where clans are born and die. So really, the way clans behave in Persistent Bannerlord dictates whether or not they're going to be friends. If my guys go and halt the serfs of KOTF, for instance, KOTF's going to be very pissed off at VK, and vice versa. So it's really all about how behavior looks in game to determine whether or not a clan is going to be friendly with another clan.
Okay.
Also, there's a community hub called Bannerlord MM, the Bannerlord matchmaking Discord, where anyone who's good at the game plays there. Problem is the N word is free to go. You're allowed to say any sort of slur you want in that Discord, so really barrier to entry is too high for many of these newer players who don't want to be around that kind of toxic environment. But a lot of the clan leaders play there, so we talk and hang out in that Discord together sometimes.
That's really good.
Sorry to interject here, but I noticed that we have some comments in the comments section, and there's one guy asking. He has, I think, a new clan called HCA, and he wants to. It's a 3 weeks old almost, and they said that they left Atria, and he's asking what do you think of us?
Oh, I love HCA. HCA is led by my buddy Infamous. I'm really glad they made the step to, leave Atria. Zach was kind of being a tyrant with his guys, saying, "You guys aren't allowed to play in other community events. You can only play at our event." Cookie went to host his own Friday event that everyone was going to attend. The Atria guys were like, "Hey, we want to go to that event," and Zach Atria was trying to basically prevent all of his members from playing there, so that's kind of why they broke off. But I like HCA a lot. I'm hoping to be able to work with them again in the future. My upcoming Monday event, we're going to be hosting our Reds vs. Greens. I'm hoping HCA will attend that.
So HCA is a +1 in our book. That's good. Maybe we can get their leader on for episode 2 or something like that if he's still.
That'd be cool.
If he's still in the
Sure,
comments,
Mr.
yeah,
Infamous
let us
should be
know. I think that our discords are available somewhere, hopefully. And feel free to interject whenever you need to, Warband Man. It's a open conversation. Okay, so suppose next question, which is, uh, how does VK think the NA community can be improved and extended into the people who only play single player?
So I've actually been working really, really hard to convince these single player players to come out and try events in North America. We have a YouTuber named Pixel Johnny who does a lot of shorts. He's always advertising our clan and our Discord, which people, when they see the short, how you can click the little link at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
click that, and it takes them to a video talking about Bannerlord multiplayer.
I can
So
pull
we've
him up
actually seen
right now, actually.
well, seen explosions of growth. Yeah, if you click on any one of his shorts, you'll see a link to another video talking about VK and Bannerlord multiplayer events. Been working really hard to get these guys to come and play multiplayer because Bannerlord, I think, is like the number 5 game on Steam. It's like the 5th most played game on Steam right
Is
now.
it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty high up there. Last I checked, I might be mistaken though, but I'm pretty sure it's really high up there. But most people are playing single player. So what I started doing is I started hiring out of my own coffers these single player YouTube channels to start making multiplayer content. And we've seen lots of growth. Our Discord went from probably, I think we were at like 360 members back in October of 2024, and now we're at 1,200. So it's really
Wow.
been growing quickly.
And you fund this out of your own treasury.
Oh yeah, set of my own treasury. I have some guys who donate a little bit. We have a Patreon. If anyone wants to donate to the VK, the Vlandian War effort, I'd be very appreciative.
Well, I'm sure there's with as much as you have to offer, there's a lot of people willing to do that.
Hope so. I'm hoping.
All right, let's see. Next question before the switch again to Warband Man's last set is how seriously does VK take the newly active PB server, and what does it mean to you that PB has started again and hopefully will be around for a while?
Well, we've been taking it pretty seriously, actually. Some funny stories about that, but we for launch day we had 80 guys show up to play. There's been a lot of trolling. The server rules have been enforced to my standard as I had hoped, but I like the new map. Our castle right now is working on getting buffed. So after that happens, I'm hoping it'll be a little bit better. I'm a little upset with how all these clans on the NAPB server are allied green with Gundor. And they're kind of getting really clicky, kind of forming coalitions already. It's lame. I just want to show up and fight and have good fun wars, but a lot of the clans are like, anytime I go to fight Gondor or another clan, I'm getting backdoored by another clan. So it hasn't been the greatest experience recently. I'm hoping that'll change. We actually hired 10 Chinese serfs. They live in China, so their hours are off, which is perfect for surfing and crafting late at night when we're all sleeping. When America's asleep, China's awake, so these guys hop on and surf and craft for me for $2 an hour. Really good deal. I'm getting about $500,000 in-game currency every time we hire these Chinese guys to come on and play. So we're taking it pretty seriously. Our castle stocks are probably the best on the map. Nobody's
Wow.
having to look for things to buy. There's always things to buy in our castle. It's just a matter of having your own personal money.
Let me ask a quick question, because I never heard of people paying money for serfs in this way. Is this like a common thing in the?
Oh no,
system? No.
This is King Lesler's mighty invention here.
Lesler? Oh, is that your proper name?
That's me, buddy. That's me. Yeah, King Lesler.
Full name.
But
Well,
yeah, we
maybe-
have lots and lots of Chinese serfs, and it's just our thing. We just take it so seriously. Everything I do in VK is putting my whole effort into doing it, so we don't play anything half-ass here.
I appreciate that effort. I know way too many clans who kind of just, get their people into games and just walk around. And that's a little bit of a waste of time if you're not trying to win the game. Why play it, right?
Well, I view myself like if someone chooses to join my clan, I work for them. They don't work for me. And it's my job to try to bring them the W, try to get them winning. And it means a lot to me if someone joins my clan and comes under my authority, under my leadership. It's like, okay, shit, I better make sure you're in the best fucking clan. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, a lot of these clans, members, the leader will have people join their clan, they'll tax them or make them pay tribute or whatever. You know, I don't view it that way. I think that it's my job as your clan leader to bring you to victory at all costs, whatever I can do to happen.
What a noble spirit deserving of a king.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Let's I think we will do finishing up, and then we have any messages that we would like to tell to the community. But first, I believe in the comments we have Jack doing a shout out to Jom/Taw for enjoying pure fights as much as VK. He loves it when they skirmish together. At
It's always an
East
honor to
Mine.
skirmish, John, at the East Mine.
At the East Mine. We'll have to get a separate video of that going up if you have any content creators. Do you have content creators in VK?
Oh, like Pixel Johnny, I mentioned, I also shoot my own videos. We've done a couple little music videos here and there that are pretty meme-tastic.
Meme-tastic.
Yeah, you should check out his channel. He's got his YouTube channel's pretty big actually.
It's not that big. I got like 350 subscribers or something. My one video I made called See King Lesler Ride was like a music video. So if anyone in this community has been around long enough, they know of Ducky Dreadsword, who makes all these funny rap videos. I basically made my own little heavy metal Sabaton parody video to parody his parodies, and that got 2,800 something.
That's pretty impressive. Do you have any upcoming projects for your clan?
Yeah, we're actually about to launch a professional website that's been made by the developers of PB. I don't know if you can stream it or not. I'll link it to you right now in the description. But we have our own competitive skirmish matchmaking bot in our Discord that automatically tracks people's score per round, tracks all their stats, creates a rating for them. It's an ELO system, and that it's really cool to make balanced, fun games of 6v6 skirmish. We have a website for it. We're going to start selling merch too. And we also have a bunch of servers about to drop. We're about to release, for the community's multiplayer sake, we're going to be releasing NA group fight, NA cavalry group fight, which will be cavalry only. We're going to be releasing NA deathmatch, which is going to be like free for all. You know, so it'll track your stats all, put them all up on the website. Then we have NA duel, which will be like central. All of our servers are hosted in Chicago, so West Coast and East Coast, and hopefully, you know, Southern Americans can all enjoy playing these servers versus the Tailworlds ones are either in Los Angeles or in New York, so they're kind of shitty for half the players.
Could you just do a quick recap of which servers you have? Because that was a lot. That was like.
I'll run through it again. We have NA group fight, which is infantry only. Teaches you how to fight better as an infantry soldier in a line versus line situation. We have cavalry group fight, which teaches you, you know, better cavalry practice when fighting with your team, how to use a horse properly. It's good. It's a good, fun thing to play on. You know, it's also a place to flex your cavalry prowess if you're any good. We have NA Deathmatch that's about to be released. That is going to be free for all, you know, FFA style. And what that's going to do, show on our website, it's going to show if you have the best game. So, like, your best game you play will be the only thing represented on the website, and you're going to always be trying to top that score. So, you know, if you go 102, that's going to be up there forever until you go 101. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But that's going to be a pretty cool server. And then, am I forgetting one? And then our skirmish bot. So our skirmish bot automatically populates servers whenever 12 people get in the queue and press start. It opens up the servers and everyone can play.
Wow.
Okay. You mentioned skirmish. I just wanted to ask because I haven't played skirmish in a long time, but except I did play with your clan 2 or 3 days ago, skirmish. But
yeah,
it seems like for some reason the skirmish servers aren't functioning properly. Is that right?
Yeah, the Tailworld servers don't work. You can't just queue into a game of skirmish, and the reason they don't work is if you have 12 people who all queue up into a game of skirmish, which a game of skirmish can only hold 12 people, it'll create 2 separate skirmish games, 3 versus 3, instead of making one game that's 6 versus 6. So it's really important that our community made our own version of skirmish if we wanted it to survive as an optional game mode to play. It's also the only It's the only game mode you should be playing if you're trying to get better at the game, really. Skirmish teaches you cavalry awareness, arch awareness and how to group fight better as infantry. And all the best players in the game play skirmish, and the reason they're the best players in the game is because they play skirmish.
Well, that's good advice. I should
yeah.
certainly get on that.
That's true.
Trash.
And skirmish, there's so many ways to die. You could get hit with a cav or shot, or someone could come up behind
in the
you.
back.
Yeah.
And the only non-toxic place to play skirmish right now is in the VK Discord. Anywhere else you want to play, they're going to call you the N-word. So.
Well. Before
And I'm having a monopoly right now.
Let me ask my final question, and this is, what is your message to the new players out there, or the single player players who've been playing for a while but they don't really know much about multiplayer, and they don't know if they really want to try it, and they're kind of shy to try it out? Well, what's your message to those players?
My message to those players would be to join VK. We'll take you from 0 to hero, baby. I'll train you everything I know. I'll work with you one-on-one. I'll get you ready for war. There's two types of people in this community. There's those who can block and those who cannot block. You want to be the blocking man, son. You want to be the blocking man, and I'll make you a blocking man, I promise you.
Isn't it more important to swing?
What'd you say?
Don't you kill your enemies with a sword, not a shield?
Sounds like you're not a blocking man, son.
Well, I try to as much as I need to, but not more than that.
Survivability is way more important than just left-clicking. If you're just spamming around, running around there, you're going to die very quickly. It's those who can block and stay alive longer who always win. Think about it in a duel sense. If we're in a 1v1 duel and you're just swinging, I block it and I hit you every time, you're going to lose, right?
Okay. Lastly, let's respond to a little bit of the comments we have here. Before we do, I will note to Brendan, if that's the name of the leader of HCA, if you want to do episode 2, we'll invite you on for that right now. So the invitation is open. I will try to find you in Discord, but hopefully you're not too hard to find. Warband, would you like to address any of the other comments you see?
Well, it sounds like somebody is repping Gondor in the chat. So there's that.
It said Gondor 999 VK0.
There's a little bit of a rivalry.
Yoshi, I hear your microwave from here, bro. Turn that shit off. Jeez. Yoshi's leadership in Gondor.
Oh, I see. So we'll have to do episode 3 with Mr. Yoshi. If he's here, I'll extend that invitation as well. Do you know most? I assume you, with all of your experience, you know most of the leaders of NA clans, or are there any that you don't really talk to at all, that you're not familiar with?
There's a couple clans that are a little ambiguous that I don't really talk to too much. There's a lot of small clans that have 4 or 5 people in it. But no, not really. I know pretty much everybody that's prominent enough to field troops in NA.
Okay. I thought of a question. What do you think is the future of the multiplayer Bannerlord community? Do you think it's going to lean more into skirmish or captain or persistent Bannerlord or battle events, or is it going to be a mix?
Personally, I don't see persistent Bannerlord lasting to the end of time. It always, every year it goes through a season where it's very popular and then it dies again. I'm thinking that the future of NA Bannerlord needs to be these battle events where there's no stakes involved, just your pride, I suppose. I'm hoping to see the future of NA turn into more battle event centric, where I think PB can survive all year long if it also has battle events and things outside of just PB supporting it. The community needs to be a lot more than just persistent Bannerlord, or else I don't think it'll last.
Of course, doesn't PB go down regularly? I think I've heard that in some places. I don't know how true it is.
PB went down last October and then just came back up, so it goes down for many months. So I think if it'll probably last until next month or the month after that, then it'll go inactive again for a couple months, and then probably around, let's say, September, it'll come back up. We'll play for a couple months, and then it'll go down again. And, I'm thinking we could get out of that loop if we also had battle events that were running all year long, that were super active.
And another question is, uh, from what I've heard, it doesn't seem like VK is really a big captain clan. Is that right?
We don't do anything with Captain's Mode Clan. We kind of look at that. I'm sorry, I know you like Captain's Mode Warband Man, but we kind of look at that as the noob game mode.
Wow.
But shots fired at Captain's players. I mean, it's fun to play. It's just I don't really view it as like a competitive game mode. It kind of like Commander Battle from NW. You know, it's fun to play. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy playing Captain's Mode here and there, but we're definitely focused. I'd rather spend an hour playing Skirmish than an hour playing Captain's Mode. It makes me better at the game.
Yeah, I do sort of know what you mean because there was a time where I played more skirmish than captain, and skirmish is a lot more. In some ways, it's more mentally engaging because you really have to. Every life that you have matters a lot more.
Right.
In captain mode, if you die, you can respawn, but in
So,
skirmish,
yeah.
if you die, you might have 1 or 2 lives. So it's a lot more intense than captain.
You're also only ever fighting players, you know, in Commander Battle, or excuse me, Captain's Mode, you're always, most of the people you're fighting are the AI. It's very rarely you're actually fighting another captain. Anybody can kill AI.
I think of captain more as like a strategic sort of thing for the most part, and then skirmish is like skill.
For sure. Which, you know, if you're training your strategic mind, then you should be a clan leader. You know, if you're gonna launch a clan, Captain's Mode might teach you a couple things about how to lead a line, but you know, most players are gonna be joining another clan.
That's
All right,
likely true.
Lomia, do you have any questions for him?
No, I believe he's answered everything I have. I thank Mr. Les for coming on the show. I also thank everybody who's watching the show. It was massively more successful than I thought it would be. For someone who only has, I think it's like 30 subscribers. We have, statistics tell me 72 views, and I think 12 was our largest concurrent viewership. So, very successful show. Thanks to people watching. Hopefully, they are interested in seeing what becomes of the NA multiplayer community. There's a lot to do here, as you heard. It is it's a place where there's a lot of dumb people and a lot of smart people, and the smart people are doing good things. You should.
And the smart people are in VK.
Well, we will.
Oh,
It's
no.
debatable. Debatable. I
Let me
consider
just
my own
let me
self
just let
a
me just
little
say
bit.
one thing. For everyone watching, make sure you subscribe to Lomia and also go to my channel and subscribe to my channel and Les's channel as well.
Yes.
We would really appreciate it.
We would all very much appreciate it. Share the love because that's how NA grows as a community. If you have many people who talk to each other about the content, who enjoy the content, think about it, then you'll have people who engage in it. More people who join clans, make clans, and all the rest. So that's what we're doing here. Hopefully, the viewers and the larger public is interested and passionate about that. And in the description of this video, particularly in the description of this video, there's a Discord server. I would like you all to join it. It's for, I just made it. It's a Bannerlord content server. So for all Bannerlord content in NA specifically, it gets signal boosted there. So join that and have a wonderful day.
VK.
All right, did you?
Okay, and I'm ending now. Good night.